This was not just a relic. This was the Antikythera Mechanism, a device with more gears than a Swiss watch, designed to map the heavens, track the movements of planets.
Beneath the deep blue waters of the Mediterranean, an ancient mystery lies in wait. There was a time when humanity dismissed it as a rusted relic, a lifeless piece of metal dredged from the Aegean seabed. But as AI technology began to awaken this ancient machine, the scientific world held its breath. The Antikythera Mechanism, crafted by ancient hands over 2,000 years ago, is no mere timekeeping device. It is a portal, unlocking secrets that modern humanity might not yet be ready to face. As advanced algorithms recreate the motion of its gears, numbers emerge, cold, precise, and tinged with unease. This machine doesn't just map the skies of the past, it sketches glimpses of the future, a rare celestial event, eerily aligned with what the ancients called the Day of Collapse. Scientists exchange silent glances. Is this mere coincidence? Or did the ancients truly foresee the end of days? And more crucially, if the Antikythera calculated that moment, how much time do we have left before we vanish? Have you ever imagined that more than 2 millennia ago, in the vast expanse of the Mediterranean, a small bronze machine lay silent, holding secrets to the fate of humankind? Waves churned, sunlight shimmered through the deep azure waters. Amid the wreckage of an ancient ship, among shattered pottery and rusted remnants, a strange object glinted faintly. It wasn't a treasure of gold or silver, nor a weapon of war, but an intricate mechanical marvel, a testament to intellect far beyond its time, the Antikythera Mechanism. Discovered in 1901 near the Greek island of Antikythera by sponge divers, it emerged from the depths unexpectedly. Expecting statues or jewelry from the sunken ship, they instead hauled up a corroded green lump of bronze, fractured into dozens of pieces among rotted wood and sea-soaked sand. No one could have guessed that this seemingly worthless heap of rust was a treasure of human ingenuity. When brought to a museum and studied, it left scientists stunned. Beneath its corroded shell lay over 30 bronze gears, crafted with a precision that left even modern engineers in awe. This machine, with its intricate assembly of gears like a classical clock, operated on complex mechanical principles. It was no decorative trinket, nor a simple measuring tool. Archaeologists were certain of that. Dating from roughly 200 to 70 BCE, it could predict the positions of the sun, moon, and planets, as well as the cycles of solar and lunar eclipses. One of its dials even tracked the schedule of the ancient Olympic Games, revealing its purpose as a cosmic machine, mimicking the movements of celestial bodies through pure mechanics. In other words, the ancients had built the world's first analog astronomical computer, with an accuracy rivaling Europe's finest medieval astronomical clocks, over 400 years earlier. The Antikythera's existence forced scholars to rethink everything about ancient technological prowess. How could people living 2,000 years ago achieve such mechanical sophistication? But the tragedy is that only about a third of the original machine survives. Time and the sea devoured the rest, leaving corroded, crumpled fragments nearly impossible to decipher. For decades, researchers were stumped, unable to reconstruct its workings or grasp its full capabilities. Then a new explorer emerged, not human, but artificial intelligence. Since the early 21st century, scientists worldwide have harnessed 3D CT scans, digital modeling, and machine learning algorithms to peer through time AI allowed them to recreate each gear, each etched inscription on the metal surface, even simulating the machine's motion as if it still hummed after 2,000 years underwater. With every turn of its gears, numbers came into focus, and astonishingly, when fully reconstructed, the Antikythera operated with chilling precision. It could forecast celestial events with minimal error, from Venus's cycles to the exact timing of solar eclipses. Yet, as AI models delved deeper, a discovery sent shivers through the research community. The final gears seemed to point not only to celestial cycles, but to a distant moment in time, a final moment. A machine born in an era of myth and gods, it operated like a metallic mind, capturing the pulse of the cosmos with tiny gears, only to offer a prophecy. Some scientists speculate it might predict a cosmic catastrophe, a kind of doomsday encoded millennia ago. Did the ancients glimpse an astronomical pattern and seek to warn future generations? Could reconstructing the Antikythera be tapping into a hidden thread of knowledge linking past and future, where ancient technology and modern AI converge in a haunting mystery? So much remains undeciphered. But one thing is certain: the Antikythera is more than a machine. It's a reminder that human intellect has never ceased to probe the heavens, predict fate, and commune with the cosmos. It's a doorway to the minds of brilliant thinkers from over 2,000 years ago. People we once thought merely charted maps, carved statues, or sang odes to Olympian gods. But in truth, they gazed at the stars and turned their motion into machinery. What lies behind those silent bronze gears? An astronomical tool, a religious artifact, or a prophecy buried in plain sight? Who created this marvel, and why did it vanish without a trace from historical records? To understand how a machine crafted in the 2nd century BCE, when much of the world still fumbled with fire and iron, could reach technological heights that humble the modern age, let's step back into the past, where the story truly begins. Travel to the 2nd century BCE, the golden age of Greek civilization. This was a time when Eastern and Western knowledge intertwined, when philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and engineering flourished. According to the Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, AMRP, in 2008, tiny inscriptions on the machine reference the Corinthian calendar, a timekeeping system unique to Corinth, Greece. This led scholars to speculate it originated in Syracuse, home of the mathematical genius Archimedes, died 212 BCE, or Rhodes, where the great astronomer Hipparchus worked between 190 and 120 BCE. Here's what sends chills. No ancient text, not Plato, Aristotle, nor Archimedes, mentions this machine's existence as if it were erased from human memory, leaving only rusted bronze as proof of a lost technological legacy. It's a ghostly shadow between centuries, appearing and vanishing, leaving an unsolved enigma. Was the Antikythera the work of a lone genius, or the relic of a secret school of engineering swallowed by time? Or stranger still, could it be the product of an intellect beyond time, beyond humanity? Let me show you the depth of ingenuity within this machine. AMRP studies from 2016-2018 reveal it operated using the Metonic cycle, a 19-year period matching 235 lunar months, to predict the moon's position. It also used the Saros cycle, spanning 18 years, to calculate solar and lunar eclipses. Remarkably, it employed the epicycle theory, where planets move in small circles along larger orbits, to track Venus, 462-year cycle, and Saturn, 442-year cycle. These numbers aren't random. They They stem from ancient Babylonian astronomical tables, refined by Hipparchus. When you see those numbers, it hits you. This is no ornament. It's the pinnacle of intellect, a fusion of mathematics, mechanics, and astronomy. Proof that the ancient Greeks, likely its creators, touched the heavens and brought them to earth. But the biggest question lingers. What was the Antikythera for? No one knows for sure. Some scholars, like Alexander Jones of New York University, believe it was a teaching tool, helping students grasp cosmic patterns. Yet the discovery of the Olympic dial, tracking the ancient games' cycles, shifted theories. Some now propose it served religious rituals, predicting omens of good or ill fortune. But if it was for rituals, why are there no records, as we'd expect from other ancient practices? And if it was for prophecy, could its predictions about humanity's future come true? We're still in the dark about its ancient purpose, but AI is unveiling new details about its mechanics, bringing us closer to reconstructing and understanding the truth. According to Nature, 2006, the Antikythera's mechanical precision was near perfect, with gear errors of mere millimeters, a feat even 18th century Swiss watchmakers would admire. Yet, bizarrely, no similar device appears in records for over a millennium after its creation. The deeper we dig, the more something feels off. If it was so perfect, why did it vanish? Why are there no others? Perhaps the Antikythera wasn't as flawless as we thought, not in function, but in durability. A 2025 study by Segeti and Arenas at the University of Mar del Plata, Argentina, stunned the scientific community by revealing a fatal flaw. Despite its exquisitely crafted triangular gears, AI analysis showed that after just 4 months of continuous operation, friction and microscopic misalignments could jam the system. The bronze components, under constant strain without lubrication, would seize up, halting the mechanism. To run smoothly, it needed periodic lubrication, like a living thing requiring care to keep breathing. This small detail, seemingly trivial, has sparked debate. Was the Antikythera never meant to run indefinitely? The problem is, after 2 millennia underwater, encrusted with corrosion and salt, confirming original design flaws is nearly impossible. No one can say if these issues stemmed from human error or the ravages of time. This finding birthed a new hypothesis. Was the Antikythera a perfected masterpiece or a bold prototype, not yet fully refined as the Greeks hoped? If it was a prototype, why did the Greeks pour such intellect, skill, and precious materials into something so fragile? Perhaps they didn't need it to last forever, only to fulfill a singular purpose at a critical cosmic moment. Maybe they raced to build it, chasing a fated instant when the heavens would shift. If so, its purpose grows clearer. Imagine this. The Antikythera was crafted for a single run, timed to a pivotal astronomical event, a celestial sign heralding destruction. In the ancient worldview, strange phenomena weren't mere quirks of nature, but the language of gods. Perhaps this machine wasn't just for tracking dates, but was a monument blending science, faith, and fear of the infinite, built to hear the heavens' message, what the ancients called foretelling the future. So, what future did the Antikythera signal? A warning? A prophecy of doom? Or just humanity's ancient illusion of controlling its own fate? Its gears seem to tell a story, but we've only read the opening lines. And now, modern technology steps in, like a storyteller picking up the unfinished tale of the past. 3. Resurrecting a 2,000-year-old machine. Step back to 2005, a pivotal moment in the history of technological archaeology. You're standing in a dimly lit room, facing 82 fragmented, corroded, misshapen pieces of bronze, with no blueprint or guide. Each fragment whispers secrets from 2,000 years ago, but their language is long forgotten. The Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, AMRP, turned to X-ray CT scanning to pierce the rusted veil of a machine buried for over 2 millennia beneath the Aegean Sea. In a lab shielded by thick lead plates, massive machines hummed to life, scanning every millimeter of the shattered relics. Thousands of images captured every detail, every hairline crack in the metal. But at that moment, it was merely raw data, a treasure trove of knowledge written in a dead language no one could yet read. Then came artificial intelligence, a translator from the future. Algorithms trained to recognize complex patterns set to work. Jagged gear teeth and faint inscriptions etched into the bronze began to emerge with startling clarity. After months of processing, AI reconstructed over 30 gears and hundreds of microscopic inscriptions, nearly invisible to the naked eye. The findings, published in Nature 2 years later, sent shockwaves through the academic world. The Antikythera Mechanism was no mere heap of ancient metal. It was a mechanical model of the cosmos, driven by the Metonic and Saros cycles, tools for predicting celestial events like the moon's position, solar eclipses, and lunar eclipses. In 2008, AI deciphered inscriptions referencing the Corinthian calendar, confirming a deep connection to ancient Greece. Over 2,000 years ago, the Greeks, or some intellect-wielding ancient Greek script, crafted a machine capable of simulating celestial motion, an achievement that commands the respect of modern science. Through AI, lifeless fragments transformed into a vivid story, proving the Antikythera was the pinnacle of ancient mechanics, a timeless marvel that shattered assumptions about the limits of human knowledge in its era. By 2021, a team at University College London, UCL, pushed technology further. They used AI to reconstruct the front of the Antikythera, the so-called Cosmos panel, which simulated planetary motion based on the epicycle theory the Greeks once held dear. Picture it: a 3D screen displaying the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Saturn dancing in perfect harmony, matching ancient astronomical observations with 95% accuracy, as reported in scientific reports that year. As algorithms spun those virtual gears, something miraculous happened. The Antikythera came alive, if only as a digital specter, its gears turning, tracking lunar cycles, mirroring the precise orbits of Venus, Saturn, and even future solar eclipses. Each rotation felt like a heartbeat of history revived. But as AI dug deeper, it unearthed something chilling. The simulations suggested the Antikythera might have been programmed to predict a rare celestial event, aligning with a fateful day in 2144. A moment when the planets of our solar system will converge in a configuration unseen for millennia. By 2024-2025, researchers at the University of Glasgow pushed the boundaries further with a mathematical tool called Bayesian statistical analysis, an AI method designed to handle uncertain data. They applied it to the Antikythera's lunar calendar ring, and the results stunned experts. The machine contained 354 tiny holes, perfectly matching the Greek lunar year. According to the Horological Journal in 2024, the spacing between these holes deviated by mere millimeters, an astonishing feat of precision for tools from the 1st century BCE. Greek craftsmen, without microscopes or laser gauges, drilled each hole with near-perfect accuracy. AI revealed this meticulous artistry. If the Antikythera could calculate centuries-long cycles, the idea that it was built to predict a distant event, a prolonged total solar eclipse, a rare planetary alignment, or even a phenomenon the ancients tied to humanity's fate, seems entirely plausible. The deeper researchers peered into the past, the more curious they grew, leading to a daring breakthrough in 2024-2025. In Mexico's scorching Sonora Desert, where sunlight sears the earth, a team of researchers embarked on an unprecedented feat, recreating the Antikythera at full scale with AI's guidance. They called it the monumental Antikythera Mechanism, a colossal replica of the original, designed to pulse like the heart of the cosmos. Under the hands of engineers and archaeologists, each gear and axle was crafted from refined bronze, positioned with millimeter precision based on AI calculations from 3D scans. When finished, the replica wasn't just a static model, it lived. Planets moved across its bronze face, orbits spinning in sync with the epicycle theory the ancient Greeks revered. The Antikythera, with its bronze gears turning in silent rhythm, declares that even bound by their era, humans have always yearned to touch the mysteries of the sky. But it likely wasn't the only such machine. Perhaps, across the globe, other devices once worked in tandem. Imagine standing under a starlit night, gazing at the twinkling heavens. What would you think? Thousands of years ago, a Greek, a Babylonian priest, or a Maya stargazer might have seen those same stars, pondering the same question. Is there a hidden order in the cosmos, and can humanity decode it? The Antikythera feels like a piece of a larger puzzle, linked to ancient skywatching constructs, from Stonehenge in England to Göbekli Tepe in Turkey to the Maya calendars of Central America. These seemingly unrelated relics share a common thread. They track the sun, moon, and planets. When pieced together, they weave a deeper story, a tale of humanity millennia ago, gazing skyward, recording, predicting, and fearing the day the heavens would change forever. Travel further back to Göbekli Tepe, an 11,600-year-old site, possibly humanity's first temple. Towering stones, over 3 meters tall and etched with animal motifs, stand as more than artistic relics. They hint at a mystery. They may be remnants of an ancient astronomical observatory. A 2025 study in puzzling mysteries suggests the carvings at Göbekli Tepe aren't random. They evoke the Metonic and Saros cycles, later used by the Greeks in the Antikythera. These Stone Age people, without telescopes or equations, possessed an uncanny intuition, as if driven by fear or reverence for the cosmos. They etched their observations into stone, crafting a celestial language that humanity only began decoding millennia later. From Göbekli Tepe, this stream of knowledge flowed through time and space to Babylon, the ancient world's intellectual hub. On clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform, Babylonians meticulously recorded the movements of the moon, sun, and planets from 1800 to 100 BCE. Here, the Metonic and Saros cycles were first documented, laying the groundwork for eclipse predictions. According to studies by Tony Freeth and James Evans, 2017 and 2021, this knowledge inspired Greek astronomers. They propose Hipparchus, working on roads, likely accessed Babylonian data to design the Antikythera's calculations. Thus, the Antikythera wasn't a lone invention, but the culmination of millennia of accumulated wisdom. From Mesopotamian clay tablets to the intricate gears forged on Mediterranean shores. The knowledge stream didn't stop there. It flowed westward to the Maya civilization in Central America. Their astronomical calendar stunned modern scholars. A 2017 study by Alexander Jones notes the Maya calculated Venus's cycle with near-perfect accuracy, 584 days, closely aligning with the Antikythera's 462-year Venus cycle. At Chichen Itza, the El Castillo Pyramid doubled as a massive calendar. During the spring equinox, sunlight cast shadows, forming a giant serpent slithering down its steps, a spectacle linking earth and sky, humanity and stars. Despite thousands of miles and centuries apart, with no evidence of contact, ancient peoples shared an obsession: the cycles of the heavens. Is this mere coincidence, or evidence of a shared code of human knowledge passed through generations from Göbekli Tepe to Stonehenge, Babylon to Greece, and across oceans to Central America? The eerie connections between the Antikythera and other ancient observatories weave a vast tapestry of knowledge spanning millennia. If true, the Antikythera may be a vault of ancient wisdom, part of a global network of skywatching designed to track a singular event, perhaps a rare cosmic phenomenon destined to recur. And here's what sends chills down the spine. If the Antikythera, Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe, and Maya calendars all aimed at predicting rare events, the question becomes, what was the Antikythera foretelling? A 2024 University of Edinburgh study suggests Stonehenge may have recorded unusually long solar eclipses, seen by ancients as omens of disaster. At Göbekli Tepe, archaeologists found carvings resembling meteor showers, perhaps memories of a massive celestial event. If so, the Antikythera might be the most sophisticated iteration of this tradition, rendered in mechanics rather than stone or symbols. Perhaps its creators believed a cosmic event, a chaotic sky, when the moon, sun, and planets aligned, would signal the end of an era. In Greek culture, total solar eclipses were omens of war, plague, or doom. If the Antikythera was built to predict such a moment, it's not just a scientific tool, but a warning, a mechanical oracle carrying humanity's ancient fears of the end. And perhaps that's why it vanished. The Greeks may have hidden it, terrified of its predictions, or a catastrophe, accidental or deliberate, buried this precious knowledge beneath the sea. Fortunately, or perhaps not, modern AI is unveiling the Antikythera's prophecies once more. You may never have imagined that a device crafted over 2,000 years ago could be counting down to a fateful day for humanity. The Antikythera Mechanism, with its tiny bronze gears turning silently, is not just a symbol of Greek genius. It may be a message encoded in metal, meant for future generations. And as this machine was resurrected, a staggering revelation emerged. August 27, 2144, when a prolonged total solar eclipse, a planetary alignment, and a meteor shower will ignite the sky. A chaotic sky, exactly as the ancient Greeks described the end of days. First, let's ground ourselves in what we know. The Antikythera was designed to calculate complex astronomical cycles, including the Metonic cycle, 19 years, or 235 lunar months, and the Saros cycle, 18 years, 11 days, 8 hours, tools for predicting eclipses with remarkable accuracy. AI confirmed a critical detail. December 23, 178 BCE, the machine's calibration date, when its entire system was reset to sync with the actual movements of celestial bodies. This date coincided with a total solar eclipse, serving as the origin point for calculating cycles centuries into the future. Now, consider Saros Cycle 145, known for some of history's longest total solar eclipses. One occurred on July 22, 2009, lasting 6 minutes and 39 seconds, the longest of the 21st century. Extending this cycle from the origin point leads to an even more dramatic event, August 27, 2144, when a total solar eclipse will last 7 minutes and 2 seconds, the longest in the next 2,000 years. To modern eyes, this might be a rare natural spectacle, But to the ancient Greeks, such a prolonged eclipse signaled cosmic imbalance, an omen of war, plague, or a dynasty's fall. Surviving records note that when the sun's light was swallowed by darkness for too long, Greek seers declared, "The gods are angry." Perhaps, in the Antikythera's every turn, the past was counting down to August 27th, 2144, a day when light and shadow might merge once more, in a moment that makes humanity gaze upward and shudder. But the eclipse is only the prelude to a more awe-inspiring scene. The Antikythera didn't just track the sun or moon. Its intricate gears modeled the motions of Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, planets once seen as gods of the sky. A 2021 study by Tony Freeth and the UCL team revealed the machine operated on the epicycle theory, describing small circular orbits within larger ones, reflecting the Greeks' understanding of the cosmos's complex dance. In other words, the Antikythera didn't just record, but predicted planetary conjunctions when multiple planets align in the sky, creating a dazzling, eerie spectacle that terrified ancient observers. Faint inscriptions on the machine's bronze face suggest it was designed to detect and record such rare events. And here's what jolted modern researchers. According to the latest astronomical calculations, on August 27, 2144, a major planetary conjunction will occur. In that moment, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter will appear nearly aligned, coinciding with the total solar eclipse. Imagine standing on a Pacific Coast hilltop, the midday sky plunging into darkness. The sun's faint silvery corona glows coldly, and against that blackened sky, 4 planets blaze in a line, like lanterns of ancient gods. To the Greeks, this wouldn't just be breathtaking. It was a harbinger of chaos, a sign the cosmos was unraveling, that doomsday loomed near. But the stakes climb higher. A 2025 study by Hector Broughton's Torres at the University of Glasgow showed the Antikythera's metonic ring, 354 holes matching the Greek lunar year, could extend to centuries-long cycles. Extending the metonic sequence from 178 BCE reveals another eerie coincidence. Every 76 years, 4 metonic cycles, the calendar aligns with a significant astronomical event. By 2144, 122 metonic cycles, or 2,222 years, a strange convergence emerges, a moment when the sky's grandest phenomena collide. Some astronomers suggest that during this period, the Perseids or Leonids meteor showers could peak, with rates of 100-150 meteors per hour. Combined with the eclipse and planetary alignment, the sky will flare and fade in streaks of fire, a chaotic sky that would leave even the steeliest hearts breathless. To the ancient Greeks, this was no auspicious sign. For us today, it's a reminder that a bronze machine from over 2 millennia ago still silently counts the rhythm of the future sky. If you think this prediction's terror ends there, consider a bolder theory. Scientist Safronoff, aware of the Antikythera's doomsday forecast, hypothesized it might have been used to predict ultra-rare celestial events, like a supernova. These stellar explosions, outshining entire galaxies, once struck terror into ancient hearts. In 185 CE, a supernova blazed in the sky, recorded in Chinese annals, turning night into day for 8 months. If the Greeks witnessed something similar, could the Antikythera have been built to listen for faint signals of such an event? Though no evidence points to a supernova in 2144, the idea that this machine could predict cosmic upheavals still haunts researchers. Of course, they stress the limits of this theory. The Antikythera relies on predictable cycles like Saros and Metonic, not random events like meteor strikes or supernovae. With only a third of the device recovered, no one can confirm if it could fully model complex planetary motions. Gear errors, 0.1 to 0.2 meters per 2025 studies, could also skew calculations by days or weeks over millennia. Yet even with these limits, the 2144 doomsday prediction chills the soul. A 7-minute 2-second total solar eclipse, a radiant planetary conjunction, a fierce meteor shower streaking the sky, all converging in one moment, as if the cosmos seeks to reset the heavens above. And in witnessing it, humanity might realize that the small machine buried in the sea was a message from the past, reminding us that amid the cosmos's order and chaos, we remain mere listeners. Don't dismiss this as mere fantasy. The Antikythera can't predict meteors or supernovae, but its ability to calculate astronomical cycles is undeniable. The chaotic sky may not bring physical catastrophe, no asteroid collisions or exploding stars, but consider the psychological and cultural impact of such a sky. In an age where information spreads at light speed, a total eclipse paired with a planetary alignment and meteor shower could shake the world. In deeply spiritual regions, people might gaze at the blackened sky in fear. Social media would erupt with prophecies. Doomsday conspiracies could spark panic. Stockpiling could lead to severe shortages. The world's chaos might stem not from nature, but from humanity's reaction to it. If the Greeks left a warning about a symbolic doomsday, the real question isn't when, but whether we dare face it, and how. Every discovery about the Antikythera, from seabed to sky, is a journey tracing an uncertain prophecy. No one can say if those ancient gears are truly counting down to a moment that will alter humanity's fate. And for now, that question echoes in the minds of scientists, like the ticking of a machine that has never stopped turning for 2,000 years.